Hi, so we can never ever go back to Dubai or the UAE. And last week I posted a video explaining why and how we got scammed and what exactly happened. Now, when I posted that video, I did it spontaneously and I might not have been as clear as I should have been at certain points. And I got a lot of hate for it and a lot of threats, negative comments and other stuff. So I thought I'd redo the video and just basically be a lot more clearer as to what exactly happened. So 3 years ago, we moved to Dubai. And we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a bit of savings when we moved there. My wife started at an international school. My daughter was going to go to it, and it was all fantastic. We got there, we were going to hotels, having pool days. We met some amazing people. The Emiratis were nothing but kind, genuine, and very friendly. And everything about Dubai at that time seemed incredible, and we were looking forward to a very positive future ahead of us. But we were put in a small apartment given to us by the school at that time, and they pay you a salary, they give you a small apartment, but when you want to move out, then they will give you a housing allowance on top of that salary, which would cover X amount. But in Dubai, you are expected to pay up to 6 to 12 months rent upfront plus deposit. Now, we didn't have that kind of money, unfortunately, so we had to go to the bank, take out a personal loan of about 120,000 dirham. On top of that, they gave us credit cards. We didn't actually ask for the credit cards, but they gave it to us. So we took it, it was fine. We didn't expect to use it. We didn't want to sort of go over our limit and go beyond our means. So what would have happened is we were going to use that personal loan to pay the rents up front. The school would then pay us monthly a housing allowance, which would have made the repayments on that personal loan. So we'd be in a house, everyone would be happy, the banks would be being paid, we'd get the housing allowance, everything would be great. But if you don't move into a new house, the school will not pay you a housing allowance and you just stay in the small apartment and you get the salary. So that was all good. So we were looking forward to finding somewhere, moving in. It was all going to be great. We did at this point also meet a lot of great people, and some friends of ours wanted to come to Thailand with us and have a holiday as well. So we decided to do that before we did the house hunt. So we went to Thailand and we had an amazing time. Everything was great. Chiang Mai, beautiful. Bangkok, amazing. It was awesome. And then we came back 3 weeks later. And about a week after we returned to Dubai, my wife got a text message saying that a transaction of £1,000, about 5,000 dirham, had come off the credit card, the Dubai credit card, in Thailand. So the first scam happened in Thailand. So the transaction was trying to be made. The first payment went out. My wife called the bank immediately. They shut that credit card down, but they refused to give back the £1,000, the 5,000 dirham, because they were saying that the card itself was physically used. So even though we were on the phone to them from a Dubai number in Dubai with the credit card, unable to have made that transaction, in Thailand, they were saying, no, you have to, we're not giving it back to you. It's your loss, which we weren't best pleased about it. Meanwhile, we were still on the phone to them. More transactions were trying to be made off that card, which luckily my wife had already cancelled. And the woman was saying, like, we can see transactions being made, but you're not getting the £1,000 back. Then they told us we have to go to the police station, file a report, and maybe if we have a case number, then perhaps we speak to the bank, then perhaps they'll give the £1,000 back. So great, fine. We went to a smart police station. So in Dubai, you have the police stations, but you also have a smart police station, which is really handy. You walk in, you go into a small private room, you fill out the form on a computer. There's a TV screen above you. A policeman comes on there and, you speak very briefly, explain what happened. And then he said that someone will call you this week to discuss your bank and your bank accounts. Fine, good, everything was sweet. So we went home. The next day, my wife was at school and she just finished work. She got a phone call, sure enough, from the police. Now, let me say that the police itself have always been incredibly kind, genuine, and very friendly and all great, okay? What we didn't know at the time is that there is a scam in Dubai with police impersonators. Now, these could be from anywhere around the world. I have no idea what the country they were from or anything like that. My wife says they have a Middle Eastern accent, but that is literally as far as it goes. But you're also told that if you're in Dubai as a foreigner, do what the police tell you to do. If anything goes sideways, you could find yourself in a lot of trouble. I'm a comedian, but I was always told that I have to be careful what I say in my jokes, that I'm not to offend the wrong people because it could land you up in prison. But I've never found any sort of position that I was awkward in with the police or anything like that. But my wife got a phone call from the police impersonators. And they called from a police phone number. It said Dubai Police on it. They were sending notifications from the UAE Pass, which is the official Dubai app as well. They were sending all kinds of information. There was no reason for my wife to not believe that they were the police, even though they were not, right? So anyway, so they had a conversation for ages. I'm phoning her. She's like, I'm still on the phone to the police. I was like, okay, I'll leave it. Leave it with you. They asked her for all the account details. She spoke to two people. The first person was just asking basic questions. And I think when he found out that she was going to give all the information, he must have thought it was Christmas. And then he handed it over to a senior police officer that, again, wasn't a police officer. I'm guessing the head of the scamming table that they call. And then he took all my wife's bank account details, etc., etc., etc. Now, people might ask me, which is a fair enough question, why would she give the OTPs? Now, again, she was tricked. And what happened was they were saying, we're upgrading your accounts now. You're about to receive a code that we're going to send you to upgrade your accounts, but it's only valid for 10 seconds. So please give it to us very quickly. So when my wife got that message, she wasn't reading the context of the message. She was just doing what she thought she was being told by the police. So she just gave them the codes. Sadly, those codes were OTPs. And after the phone call, she realized that the personal loan had been stolen, the credit cards had been maxed out, and every penny of our savings was gone, right? We're not talking about a little bit of our money, we're talking all of it. As a family, we were financially devastated. Now, because the personal loan was stolen, means we can't move out of our house, which means that we now have to pay back the bank £700 a month. And the school wasn't going to pay us housing allowance because we didn't move. So therefore, we were super screwed, right? When we went to, my wife was a shell of a person. She was so devastated and upset that she just couldn't, when the doorbell went off, she freaked out. She felt like she'd been physically assaulted. And there was no going back on, trying to fix this or anything like that. The whole family, I have an 11-year-old daughter. She had to be pulled out of gymnastics. She had to be pulled out of this and that. So we couldn't see friends as much as we wanted to. We couldn't go and enjoy things. The car was a problem. We had to get when it broke down, we couldn't afford to get it fixed. So we went for a long time without a car. It was just awful. We tried to manage it for 2 years. We couldn't. We just couldn't do it. We were just getting more and more in debt. We spoke to the bank and we said, look, could you possibly just freeze the payments on the personal loan so we could put money on the credit card? Because the credit cards were maxed out, we were going over every month and getting fees and charges and interest rates and stuff like that, which were killing us. And when we spoke to the bank, they just weren't interested. They just did not want to help. They're like, no, you have to pay personal loan, got to pay the credit cards, you will keep getting charged, end of. And we contacted them 3 or 4 times, but there was just no joy, just absolutely no joy. And it was very sad. We were drowning and people just didn't want to know. And if we ever lay foot in the UAE again, we'll be detained because of the debt. There's nothing we can do. We've sent emails, we've tried to, say, look, this is the situation. Not interested, just, pay. You have to pay now. It happens all the time. And there is nothing in place whatsoever to manage it. Yeah, that's what happened to us. We're now living in Thailand and, hopefully can rebuild our lives here. We look forward to doing so. But just please be careful. Anything that looks suspicious. This has happened to other friends of ours as well, paying cash deposits up front for moving and then never seeing that agent again, just running off with their money. So please just be as careful as you can. Enjoy every country you go to, but be aware that the scams are there, and and we're really sorry that we can never ever go back to Dubai again. Thanks very much. Like and subscribe, and hopefully we will see you again very soon. Cheers.